G'day there guys, it's Dungeon Master Connor here and we're back with some more stories from Reddit. As always, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit like and subscribe and also the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Okay, this first story was written by a throwaway account and it's titled, "A guy I met at a work event out of town won't stop bothering me." Hello, I created a throwaway so that I can share it anonymously. Around 10 months ago, I, 25 female, went on my first work-related trip to a different city. There I met Jerry, 43 male. I know there's a huge age gap, but I know myself. I'm generally into older guys. I met him at the hotel lobby I was staying at. He asked me out for coffee. I said yes. He was really charismatic. I was blushing the entire time. We spent a good weekend together. No sex, by the way. We did kiss multiple times. He gave me his number and he didn't want to add me on social media because he said he doesn't use it. He did give me an Instagram ID to contact. This really made me a bit suspicious. I had this gut feeling that something about him was not right, so I decided to search and do some background work. I tried to search him on Facebook and other social media, but I hit a wall. I remembered that he gave me a business card. It was a card from his company. I also asked for a friend's help to find something on him. I don't know. I was just adamant of finding some dirt on him. Eventually, we did find some interesting facts. That jerk is married with 2 kids. I saw his kids. One is about 16 to 17, another one is around 10 to 11. I wanted to throw up. I know my own sister tried to kill herself because her boyfriend cheated on her. I know the pain, even if it is second-hand. I cut off all contact with him. I blocked his number. A few weeks after, I totally ghosted him. I saw him at the parking lot of my office. He knew where I worked. Again, my fault because I told him where I worked. He asked me why I didn't return his calls and blocked him on everything. I screamed at him, called him a liar. I told him I knew he was married. He has kids. In fact, his oldest son is closer to my brother's age. This is really disgusting. He broke down crying and begged me to not leave him. He kept ranting how unhappy he is in his marriage. He just wanted someone to love him. And when he saw me, he fell in love with me, and he wants to be with me. I told him this is not possible. He is married. I cannot do this to a woman. Even if I don't know her, I have the decency to not ruin someone's marriage and forever be known as a homewrecker. He kept begging, and I had to threaten him that I would shout so that people can throw him out. His calling and stalking didn't stop. I asked a friend and a coworker of mine to escort me to my car because I was so afraid that Jerry would come towards me. He sent me messages after messages saying he was sorry, that he can be a better man if I'm with him. I had to deactivate my social media for a while. For like 5 months it was calm and quiet, I had no issues. And then again I get a message in my emails from Jerry saying that he has divorced his wife for my sake, and since he's not with his wife now, he and I can be together. I was really creeped out by this. I told him over and over again I do not want him. His harassment didn't stop. He threatened to ruin my career. He blamed me for ruining his marriage because I made a move on him. It's not true. He was the one who approached me first. I was just a little friendly with him. If I knew he was married back then, I would never ever reciprocated to his flirting. I feel lost. I keep blaming myself that maybe all of this wouldn't happen if I'd not been friendly with him. I also don't want him to ruin my career, but I'm scared for my life. Edit, I think I should mention I'm not from the USA. The police in my area are corrupt. Jerry is in a very high position in his company. He can easily ruin my career. I'm collecting evidence because of his harassment. Geez, that's scary. I mean, he's showing up at her workplace. His persistence is definitely very worrying. Let's go to the comments. Are you in a position to hire a private investigator? If that's a thing where you are, of course. My reason for asking this: a dude who's done this once has done it before. There's no way that he has nothing in his closet that he doesn't want coming out. And while you don't want to necessarily goad him into escalation, being able to provide to a court, a legal court or court of opinion, that this is a slime ball may help. As well, it may help to find out who he respects as an authority who might be able to make him back down. Divorce proceedings can't be that fast. It's not your fault. Is there a way you can move away? She replies, actually, I don't know if he's just divorced or just separated. He told me that he left his wife for me, as if it will impress me. And I thought about moving, but it's scary because right here I have my family and friends. If I move to a new place, he might come there as well, and I would have no support. He lied to his wife so he could have his cake and eat it too. Why would you think he's not lying to you about divorcing his wife? She deserves to know all the details regardless. You wouldn't be ruining his marriage either, by the way. He is. I'm sorry he's a stalker. I have many and very candid single male friends in their 40s, as I am single and childless. They are all looking for an ego boost and fountain of youth by snagging younger women. They really don't care who it is. You are a possession to them, a second chance on a failed dream they never learned from. You bruised his ego bad, and now it sounds like they're ticked and they need you to fix their broken ego because their wife gave up on them. No surprise. Older men who go after women like you, they usually have low self-esteem, mummy issues, never actually care, and they use younger women as accessories. In return, you get limp dicks, wives, kids, disappearing hairlines and snoring. Gross, no thanks. Okay, onto an update, 2 weeks later. Hi, a couple of weeks ago I posted here asking for help. A guy I met on a work trip lied about being single. He has a wife and kids too. He has been stalking me. He told me he left his family for me so I should be with him because he made a big sacrifice for me. I've decided to file a restraining order, but these things take time in my country. But I have my dad and uncle with me. They're helping me find a new place and probably a new job. As soon as I can serve him with a restraining order, I can be relieved. But I'm afraid it will work, or not, because he seems mad. His messages have been reduced because I threatened to call his wife. But the problem was yesterday. His wife emailed me and said that she wants to meet me. She said in detail that she knows that her husband has some connection with me. I've never met this woman in my life. I don't know why she wants to meet me. I'm guessing she wants to talk, but then again he told me he left his wife. Then how did his wife know my information or even my email? If I meet her, my stalker could know I talked to his wife. I'm really scared about my life. What should I do? A part of me thinks that she might help me with my case. Has anyone ever been in my position? Many comments are saying that's not his wife and that it's him. OP says, I know there's a chance that could be him, but the woman seems desperate. She told me she found something about her husband and wanted to warn me. I don't know how much of it is true. Yeah, I agree. I feel like this could be him, and he seems very desperate at this point, like the messages convey. Another update, 3 days later. So I took your advice and didn't go to see her. We had a couple of email exchanges. I told her clearly, under no circumstances did I want to meet someone who I cannot trust. Whatever she has to say, she can say it in the email. She understood. I thought she would be opposed to this idea. She told me she's been having doubts about her husband for a long time, so she hired someone to keep an eye on him. There, she found out he has been having an affair with multiple women. The first time he did this, she forgave him, but this time he is only stuck on me. She said that she found some pictures of me on his laptop. She shared a file which contained some pictures of me coming out of my office, me going to my gym, me going out to eat. I was shaking. I was in a very emotionally vulnerable state after seeing that I cannot be safe with my own life. I felt like I'm being watched even now as I'm typing this. Imagine being a prisoner in your own house. I ended up telling the wife to have a Zoom meet for 5 minutes. I used a disposable account, and just for extra safety, I had the Zoom call on a public space along with my friend. I do not trust anyone at this point. I gave her some conditions that I'll not be showing my face, and if she wants to show her face to me, then fine, it's up to her. I saw her for the first time. She looked like the woman I saw in Jerry's picture with his wife and kids. She was basically crying and telling me that she'd made a huge mistake. She should have left that time, and now he's bringing shame to her as well. I didn't say much, just the story of how me and Jerry met. Also, Jerry lied. He didn't leave his wife. He was not separated from her, but I'm sure he will be now. I feel so exposed. I can't believe this is happening to me. I always see this happen in movies. I'm moving in with my cousin because I do not feel safe anymore. I wish I never met him. I feel disgusted that I kissed him and I hugged him. I don't think any amount of shower is enough to wash all of that away. Also, I feel guilty that I broke a family too. Thanks for listening to me vent. I don't think I'll update anymore until I get the restraining order. OP adds in the comments, to be honest, I do not feel safe at all. This guy's been stalking me for God knows how long. I cannot even go to my office without an escort. In a perfect world, I would have him locked up for life. Now for a final update, 3 months later. This will be my final update here. If you're new seeing this, the gist is this guy I met at a work trip lied to me about being single. He has wife and kids. He stalked me. I issued a restraining order against him. So I just want to say there's been a huge, shocking moment. Basically, my stalker, Jerry, tried to pull a Chris Watts. He attacked his wife and kids. His wife left him and he basically went to her place where she was staying with the kids and he tried to kill her with a knife. Before the police could arrive, he already did damage to her. I don't know details, but he punched her and busted her face and she was in a coma for 3 weeks. I heard she's doing better now. Their oldest child got injured trying to help his mother. I wish nothing but good prayers for her and her family. That lady was nice and was so gentle with me, knowing I was the affair partner of her husband. I did send her flowers, but I didn't go to visit them. Needless to say, that bastard is in jail. He'll be serving a long time, but the hearing is in September. But the amount of evidence they collected against him is enough to put him in for life. I'm happy that I'm finally free. I no longer have to live in fear, but I still get scared at night. I still feel like someone is following me. I'm still in therapy. I've become so isolated because of this incident that I've started to become neurotic and doubted my close friends. Anyways, I might delete this account now, but thanks for everyone who helped me. Wow, and some final comments. I detest the way we, and this goes for far too many places, trivialize stalking. The cops always say things like, it's a public place, or they haven't done anything to you yet. As if forcing someone to live in terror, uproot their life, or change their long-time habits and routines isn't actually damaging, both mentally and socially. Had an online stalker once. He was on my university's subreddit saying he was an art student and wanting a model for painting. I looked at his previous comments and he was posting in subreddits for women seeking platonic female friends, so I got the impression he was a woman. I hit him up and said I was possibly interested, and he gave me his number. Well, he was sketchy from the start. I asked for pictures of his previous work and he refused to send them. I said I didn't feel comfortable modeling without previous work. Finally, he called me. I heard a man's voice, instantly noped out, respectfully told him I wasn't interested anymore. Then came 6 months of non-stop texts and calls. Keep in mind, this guy knew nothing about me. I never met him. I never gave him my name, not even my first name. Somehow, one day, he was saying my full name and listing my address. I had him blocked, but my phone at that time retained voice call messages, even of blocked numbers. Sometimes I listened to them and they became exponentially scarier, like him saying he was going to assault me and stuff like that. They were usually 5 to 10 minutes of ramblings, and he left around 10 of them every night. Eventually, I just called my cell phone provider asking for an entirely new number and deleted my old one. I then moved to a new apartment. Haven't changed my name or anything, but I haven't heard from him since. Months later, I met someone who had the same experience I had, except she had met him in person. This woman and I went searching through yearbook photos. Finally, we found his real name. Surprise, criminal record for stalking, multiple restraining orders against him. We revealed his name and photo to the public. A bunch of other victims came forward. A local paper wrote an article about him, and he got sent to a mental hospital. I honestly can't imagine how bad it is to be physically stalked. Being stalked online and threatened was bad enough. Be careful out there, everyone. Yeah, it's such an unfortunate reality that we have to share the same space and breathe the same air as people like this. Honestly, I agree with those comments. Reading stories like this just make me mad. Not just at the stalkers, but at the authorities as well. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, that's it for that story, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, well, on relationship advice, this one was written by a throwaway account, and it's titled, Found my close friend, 31 female, on Bumble a month before her wedding. My work wife from my first job has been a close friend of mine for years. We still hang out at least a couple of times a week. She's engaged to a guy who I really like and is getting married in May. Yesterday, a friend of mine found her on Bumble and texted me screenshots. I sent them to her asking if there's something I should know, and she replied that they must be from when she was still single and that she probably forgot to turn it off. The thing is, I recognize the pictures and they're recent. My girlfriend and I are even in one of them. I'd spoken to her fiancé earlier that day about bachelor party plans and everything sounded like it's very much still on. Some of our friends have joked that she can do better. She's really attractive and makes great money, while he's very much the blue-collar type. But he treats her like a princess, a big upgrade from the trash F-boys she's dated in the past. I get the feeling she's having second thoughts and looking around again. I'm kind of conflicted on whether or not I should bring this up, and if I do, whether I should talk to her or him about it. She's a close friend, and if things don't work out, it's her side that I'll take. But I've been in toxic relationships before, and can't help but think I'd feel very guilty if he marries her next month without knowing she's not fully invested. Any advice on how I can approach this? Or should I just leave it alone? Let's go straight to the comments. Quote, some of our friends have joked that she can do better. She's really attractive and makes great money, while he's very much the blue-collar type. Well, these friends are really crap people, and you should get rid of them. Opie says, I couldn't agree more. They're a group we work and worked with, not people I care much to spend time with outside of that world. Okay, I'm going to go against the grain here for a sec and share a personal story that I feel is relevant. I had a friend message me once on Facebook and say, oh, I saw you on Bumble. I didn't realize you and X had split. We had split, but I hadn't used Bumble in well over a year. I did some research, and a Bumble account needs to be actively deactivated. Just deleting the app or not using it doesn't stop your profile being shared, ever, so she could be right. Now onto the pictures. Where were they? An updated profile picture is fishy AF. However, if they are in the social media gallery and she's uploaded them to Instagram, etc., Bumble will automatically update those pictures, so she could legitimately have not used the app for months or even years, but is still appearing to other users with updated Instagram pics attached. I would talk to her first. When this happened to me, I was single, but I was still really embarrassed, mostly because I'd lost weight since I created the profile, and had moved to a new area, so the first impression of me to all the new guys in town was me ignoring them on Bumble where I was fatter in most of the pictures, and I was glad I was told because I was not aware that your profile remains active even if you don't use it. I know plenty of people might say stay out of it, and I understand that to some degree, but all I can think is that if I were that guy, I would hope someone would tell me that information before I got married to a person like her. Okay, now for an update the next day. After some back and forth about whether I should leave it alone, I decided to bring it up with her again today at happy hour. Plan was to frame it as, I know that's not an old profile from the pictures, just wanted to make sure you're okay. Turns out I didn't have to. She came clean about it before I even had the chance to broach the subject. She's had some really serious political and lifestyle arguments with her fiancé in the last month, and while she still cares for him, isn't sure she can see herself wanting to have children with someone whose values are so radically different from hers. He and I have never talked politics much, but I knew he was pretty far to the left, while she's a social liberal or fiscal conservative, but apparently he's also vehemently against giving any vaccinations to any future kids they might have, which he'd never mentioned before. Not just COVID, any immunizations at all. I can't say I'd be comfortable marrying someone in that situation either. In regards to the Bumble profile, she was out of town for work a couple of weeks ago, got into a big fight with him over the phone, and made the profile later that night while drinking at the hotel bar out of frustration. She feels guilty about doing it and deleted the app when she got home, but didn't realize that meant the profile would still be up. She says she didn't actually go out with anyone, but got a bunch of matches, and it kind of served as verification to her that she still had options. She asked what I would do if I were in her situation, and I gave her the honest response that I'd end it before it was too late and things got out of hand. For the record, I'm not the only one she's talked to about this, and she says she got the same advice from family and another close friend, so she's calling off her engagement tomorrow. Hoping my girlfriend and I can help her pick up the pieces. Shame it didn't work out, but knowing the whole story, I think it's for the best. It's crazy that they got to this point in their relationship, about to get married, and didn't realize they had a deal breaker like this one. It's pretty serious. Let's read some final comments. Always best to make a definitive decision on that before the wedding, especially considering the differing views they have, as per what the OP says. Fingers crossed. Well, hopefully she finds a better partner for herself, one that aligns better with her own views. There's no way this hadn't come up yet, especially in the current political climate. With everything that's been going on, you can't escape talking about politics unless you actively avoid it. My guess is they knew at least some of their views didn't align, but chose to ignore it until now. People are weird. The Bumble profile isn't a good look, but political differences are massive deal breakers in a relationship. Good thing it came up before the wedding. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anyway guys, that's the end of that story. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Anyway, that's it from me today. Hope you guys enjoyed those stories. Thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day. Cheers.